All right. Here. Okay, hold on. All right. So I played that part. Now I got to figure out how to get back to me. Hold on a minute. Where are you there? Okay, hang on. Gonna stop. All right. All right. Welcome everybody. I finally figured this thing out. And welcome to our end of the month hangout. And so this is fun. Don't know how effective it is, but I'm geeking out, so it's fun. But so I'm wanting to share a few things, and I got some other people that are going to share a little bit. But I'm really excited about some things that are coming together. I just had a really good, cool call with a team in the United Kingdom this afternoon. But here in the U.S., I'm seeing a swell of excitement again. In fact, a friend of mine, Joe Perez, he was an ambassador who had actually sold his position and left the company a year ago. And just talked to him today, and he's coming back because he, the reality is, when you look around and you see everything else that's out there, you realize what a foolish mistake it is to walk away from the best designed system on the planet. So he's aggressively building from scratch again, and every single person here, he's gone through tough times. We all go through tough times. One of the reasons why I just played that video. But when you know you have the vehicle that's got legs, then it's time to attack. And we've got some people that are going to be breaking ranks, hitting Rising Star Director, even some people that hit Regional Director, National Director this month, if we stay focused. And one of the main reasons we're doing this hangout right now is to really get you guys focused in on what you want to accomplish in the next few weeks. We have obviously a regional success training starting up this next month in May, and a lot of us in Iowa will be going to the Kansas City one, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But I wanted to have a few other leaders share with you a little bit just as far as their focus. I know Lynn Gunderson, I'm going to have her share here in a little bit. And she's been really having some fun with some customers, and she's got some tips for you to build up your PQV. So hang on, I'm going to have you jump in here, Lynn. You there?
I am. Can you see me? Hear me?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. So you were talking about customers, and actually my PQV this month is almost, it's probably the closest to 2,000 that I've ever been.
Awesome.
It just started off with one customer, and what I found out is that what you really need to focus on is getting the customer excited, which we all know that, but one of the best ways to get them completely excited about it is at the moment, at the challenge party, we all know you need to shoot the video right away. That's one of the first things that we need to be doing at the end of the challenge party is shooting the video. And then the next thing that I've been doing is telling everybody, take your smartphone out and go to your applications and download challenge.mobile and immediately load that. And then I start stepping them through on how they're going to upload their Project 10 video. And now the scaredness is taken away from them and makes it a lot easier for them, so they know automatically what they need to do.
Good.
It's made a huge difference, and it's gotten a lot of people excited.
Well, what you're talking about with the customers is really the key thing of even getting the business to have a life of its own, because you're creating that viral dynamic right away with them getting the message out, entering to win. And probably the biggest mistake I see people doing is just that thing is they're not putting people through GSTs, they're not getting them to do their videos, they're not doing that stuff at the moment that they sign up. And that's what you're talking about, is you're getting them to load up the Challenge Mobile on their phone the minute they sign up, correct?
That's right. Yep. Even if they're not signed up, even if they say they're going to sign up tomorrow, I
Yeah.
still have them download that app onto their phone. That way they have it. And then I get my phone out and I show them, this is what it looks like, and this is how you're going to log on. And then I show them where they need to go. That way there's no questions. It's easy to procrastinate and put it off,
Yeah.
but if they have the app already on their phone, it's very easy for them to do.
Beautiful. See what that is, just to let you guys know what that is in the business lingo, that's called an assumptive close. That is, you're telling them, okay, so here's where we're going to download it right now. So mentally, they're thinking right now, I am in. All I got to do now is finish my order tomorrow. So that's called an assumptive close, and that's a great job, Lynn. Excellent job.
The other thing, Bill, that I've done along with that, just kind of a side note, is really pushed playing team on Facebook.
Yes.
You know, I follow that new customer, and then anytime somebody likes their post about them joining the challenge or makes a comment about it, then we're automatically contacting them and starting to talk with them right away. So playing that team on Facebook is a big thing.
Excellent, excellent. Hang on, Lynn, because I want you to share some things at the end, too. But I'm going to go now to Catherine Ferry. You there, Catherine?
I sure am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just great. So we were talking earlier, and you had some tips for people, because we were talking about, we got a great team, and what Lynn's talking about is beautiful, but there's some people that I know, frankly, for you, building in your hometown's been kind of tough, hasn't it?
Well, just this last year it has been. We've had a few things that have been difficult for us, but thankfully I'm not the kind of sappy Sally out there that lets everything get me down. So basically I turned to you and I said, I need help. I really want to get this going because I've got too many people in our town and the surrounding communities that need this. And you said, well, I'm going to look at some things and I'm going to get back to you, and that's where we started this. We had another webinar here last week. You showed us some things about lead generation, and I am super excited about it. Kind of getting outside of that warm market, which is a little, it's kind of scary for me because I like the one-on-one, the face-to-face,
Sure.
But it's exciting because it's something new for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, the beautiful thing is situations like this Google Hangout allows us to get face-to-face with anybody all over the world.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That and I do have friends that from high school and such. I have some that are in Germany right now that I'm working towards, and others in different countries that Visalis isn't in just yet, but they're seeing what's going on. And even a couple of friends that are doctors and surgeons right now that have liked a couple of posts that I've put up there. In fact, one today about healthy, clean eating. And she knew me quite well through junior high and high school, so it's something that it's going to allow me this face-to-face. When you can see somebody in the face, you can tell if they're fibbing you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You can tell their passion. You can see that in them.
Absolutely.
You just can't hide that.
Well, just on what you're talking about right there, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this call on Google Hangouts with this webinars on air system that I'm using, is for people to see how this tool can be used for recruiting. Because I just talked to a group of people in the United Kingdom today with Amanda Churcher. She's a 2-star ambassador. She's in my group. And so I was talking to her team. She's got a group that wants to launch Faith and Fitness over there. And got to know Jane. She just hit Rising Star Director today. And now she thinks we're best friends. And across the pond, right? But because of this, we had a dialogue and we're able to connect with each other right here, and so you're able to do this all over the world. So expanding your warm market is a key thing. Is what a lot of us need to do. Is we need to make new friends, because something that Coach Dale Brown said to me when I met with him years ago, the first time, was he asked me, what is the income that I'm making at this point? Because I was asking for advice, and I told him at the time, and it was pathetic. And he goes, "What is the income of your friends?" He said, "I bet you they're about $5,000 to $10,000 a year apart from where you're at. It's within $5,000 to $10,000 of what you make. And he was absolutely right. Is we tend to gather around other people with the same kind of thinking. And when I started expanding my sphere of influence as far as who I reach out to, who I friend, all of a sudden my expectations started changing because I'm hanging out with people and interacting with people that are stretching me and helping me see a bigger picture than what I would have seen myself. So we don't just do it to find a new field of people to recruit, but for our own growth. And that's what I'm excited for with you, Catherine, is you've just got the wherewithal and the focus and the drive and the passion that people will follow. And so now we're going to set up some tools to get you a whole new group of people to reach to. So share a little bit about what your focus is on, what you want to see happen the next 3 months.
Well, I'd like to be able to reach out to those who are wanting what I have to offer. Yeah. I do not like chasing people. I did enough of that with my 3 children when they were young. I would rather have, I like you said, readers are leaders, and you can't lead if you don't have somebody to follow. So I'm just going to go out there, I'm going to bust out there, and I'm going to make this happen and not wait for anybody to come along. They will find me. If they're looking, they will find me.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, with this, because with some of your team listening on this call, I know some of them, you got some people on the East Coast that are probably already in bed. What do you want them to know as far as how they should be viewing the end of the month? We got a few days. We actually have until the close of business on Friday, midnight on Friday, to close out the month. What is your mentality as you close out the month? If you don't have a lot of people breaking ranks, what is your view? Do you just check out, or do you kind of press through the tape?
No. Go through it. Hit it as hard as you can, because, well, something that you had brought up in a call some time ago is don't stop pushing on, because if you push on here through the end of the month, it may not show up here at the end of the month, but some of those pool checks that are at the beginning of the month, you can hit better on those pool checks at the beginning of the next month.
Yes.
So it may not show up in this month in particular, but it's going to show up in the next month. So to just keep on pushing through, getting a hold of you, getting a hold of me, and especially those that I have that are out of town. With Matthew's situation, I could not do as much traveling as I wanted to during the winter.
Yeah.
So to know this is here and say, look, you have somebody, get me on with a phone or with a laptop or the PC, and we can do this face-to-face here and now. Do it now. Don't wait until the next month. Go after the Rockstar Challenger. Yeah. Just keep on going on that. But the biggest thing on that Rockstar Challenger, and I was listening to Blake Mallon again on this, if you're going to do that Rockstar Challenger, follow up.
Yes.
Don't just challenge and then let it dwindle. You got to follow up after those. That's where it's all.
Well, I'm glad you just mentioned Rockstar Challenger, and I saw that Ben just joined us. I'm going to ask him to come on with us here in a minute. But on the Rockstar Challenger, for those of you that may have checked out for a while and didn't notice what that was, that's the whole program we have now where we can just challenge 150 people. That doesn't mean sign them up, but challenge 150 people to lose 10 pounds to feed a child in need. And say, I've challenged people. I've been challenged by G.G. Reynolds to lose 10 pounds to feed a child in need, and so now I challenge you. And do that to 150 people. You get a Rockstar T-shirt, and I'm doing pre-party calls, which I'm calling Rockstar calls now, with people that are committing to do the 150 challenges. And so I got a story on that. I had a person I just got connected with last week because I noticed that they're running out of time for a Rising Star director, and so I got a hold of them, and they just said, well, I got one person in on a basic promoter, and I've only got $400 of volume. There's no way I'm going to make $2,000 of volume in 7 days. And I said, well, let's just do Rockstar Challenger and let's find out. And if I wasn't there to say, let's make this happen, he probably wouldn't have done it. But we got together and we just plowed through the 150 people and made all the contacts. Texted them first is what he did, and then I helped him start the follow-up the next day. And he went through it 3 or 4 days after that. And I had a model for him how to follow up because this was all new to him. So I actually got on the phone and helped him, basically watched him make some calls, made one call for him after 2 or 3 of them just because I could see he wasn't quite grabbing it. Said, hey, I'm here with so-and-so, and he had texted you, and I'm just helping him out because we just really have been blasting this because we're so excited. Did you get that? And he goes, oh, yeah, I did. I said, well, hold on, because I'm going to give you the phone over to what's-his-face. And so I gave him the phone, and then he went through it at all that point. And the person was really curious because I had started the phone call. But then after going through 150 challengers, we were able to follow up with about 40 of them. And out of those 40, we got 1 executive promoter, and we got 3 or 4 transformation kits. And so all of a sudden, they're only like $600 away from, well, not even that now, closer than that to Rising Star Director. All we basically got to do is get 1 more promoter, because we got a bunch of customers in, 1 more promoter, and they're good. And so now they're fired up because they see that they got the light at the end of the tunnel, and they're going to make this thing happen by Thursday midnight, by Friday midnight, by Thursday midnight for sure. And so you never give up. Here he had $1,800 or $1,600, whatever it was, to make up, and now he's got like $300 or $400 to make up. So you never give up and check out. In fact, I can tell you from my organization, over 30 to 40% of my business comes in the last 10 days of the month. So you want to press through, the final days of the month. That's when everything just gets crazy. So, Lynn, do you have any advice as far as closing out the end of the month? Any observations from your 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is you've been doing this?
Well, I've done many different things, but one of the things that, like I said, I have had this huge customer growth lately, and so today I was on the phone making phone calls to my customers and my customers' customers, my customers' customers' customers, saying, you know what, you only have 1 more person. Who can I talk to for you to help you get your product for free next month? Awesome. You just need 1 more person. Just helping them realize how close they actually are and them get their product for free.
Awesome, awesome. I'm going to add Ben Schmidt here. Hopefully this will work. So, thought I just added you. It's not adding you, Ben. Well, okay, I tried, Ben. It's not adding you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Catherine. Catherine?
Yes.
We've got the regional success trainings coming up this next month.
In a couple of weeks, yeah.
On the 17th, and we got the East Coast, West Coast. We got them all over the place. What is your advice to people to listen to here as far as whether or not they should make one of these regional success trainings a priority?
Well, I can tell you what I've seen is I know that they're making these regionals to be almost like mini nationals, and that's what the one in Omaha was last time.
Right.
And the people I've been in it long enough that I've noticed that the folks that don't make it to it, they tend to succumb to this what my kids call ADOS, which is attention deficit. Oh, shiny, and kind of get taken away by the next new fangled thing. They tend to lose their focus. Yeah. And it's not that they want to lose their focus, it's that they don't realize that it can happen. So it's not a lot of rah-rah. It is a coming together, that fellowship, and reinforcing things with each other. We also learn a bunch of new things that that has been in the works, so to speak. Right. So if you're able to, and I'm coming from Northeast Iowa, and I'm looking to drive down through the Cedar Falls, Cedar Rapids area, seeing if there's anybody that I can, park my car in front of their house and take off with. Then, I've drove down to St. Louis for the National here about a year and a half ago. We had 5 people in a tiny little car. So those stories that you hear, we at least did not fall asleep on that road trip.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do. It's a lot of fun, the driving to and from. Nobody really falls asleep. And you might end up with a voice as hoarse as mine is right now. Yeah. But it's a blast. It really is. Lots of training. You get to take some really nice pictures with folks that you just see on Facebook or something once in a while too. That they're really humble, and the leaders that I've been blessed to meet at these have been humble. I've been in other kinds of organizations that aren't. They've kind of, stand off. This is not like that.
Right. Cool. Well, something else I can add on that, and Lynn, I'm going to have you pipe in here in a minute, is I have never taken a prospect to a regional success training and them not signing up when they were done. So I would strongly encourage you, if you got anybody that's hemming and hawing, we got some people down in Texas. You guys got an event coming up real soon. If you got somebody that's on the fence, get them to the regional success training. I've never had anybody come to that and not sign up. Another reality for you, money-wise, if you need to add like $20,000 of volume to get to the next rank, that would be bringing 10 people with you to a regional success training. I don't know why it is, but basically every person you get to that event is going to be about $2,000 of income for you for that next month. It's because they're focused, they're energized, they're motivated, they're going to go to work. So you need $20,000 of volume, get 10 people to the event. Simple as that. So this is something that is going to create belief. But we're also going to do trainings for our own team here on building belief in you, because the one thing it doesn't create is belief in you. It's belief in the company and belief in what's going to happen. But if you don't have belief in you, that's not going to do anything. And that's what we're going to cultivate in you, just like we saw in the video to start this thing, is the tools for you to see yourself change between the years so that you can operate more effectively. So the regional success training is an absolute must. Just find the one, go to rst.vi.com. In fact, I'm going to add that at the very end. Make sure you guys go to rst.vi.com. I'll give you the link so that you can get registered tonight for the regional event in your area. So Lynn, why don't you just share a little bit about why you think it's critical for people to get to the regional success training, whether it be in Kansas City or the other areas?
Well, Bill, you talked about it building belief, and it does build belief, but everybody got involved with this for a reason. They have their own why, and so when you are listening to the founders, or you're listening to the 5-star ambassadors, or any of the ambassadors actually, or at the regionals, you also get to hear everybody's story. They share story, and it's reality.
Yeah.
It is reality, and it reminds you exactly why you did get involved in this, because your why is completely possible. So when you talk about build, it does build belief.
Let me ask you just a straightforward question for people to get a hold of, because really it's about when you see people that it works with, see people that are leading this, it creates belief, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, Lynn, let me ask you this. Be real honest. If you would have seen the presentation for the challenge, and that's all you saw, would you have signed up?
Just the regular presentation?
Before you ever met me or anything?
Probably not. Nope.
No.
No.
You wouldn't. I can tell you that right now, you wouldn't have. But
right. It was you.
And we had an honest dialogue, right?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
After meeting me, you were going to do this, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's what the regional events do, is you see people, and that's just with one interaction she had with me. Imagine when you have all these other people that have story after story after story after story. That is what people need to hear. I'm not knocking the presentation, but it's the stories and the people that are going to lock people in. So get as many people as you possibly can to these events so they don't just hear my story. I'm getting tired of hearing my story. But they hear the stories of all these other people that just got started and they're hitting presidential and national and ambassador. And then the belief goes through the roof, because I know that we can see several of you guys, a dozen of you guys hit ambassador this year. I have no doubt about that. The battle we have is many of you doubt it. But we want to give you the tools to get you where you want to go. But in order to help you, you need to plug in to these RSTs, NSTs, dialogues, using the tools that we show you to use, and get people through the GSTs and use the tips that you heard from everybody else. So before we close this call out, to close out the month and get to the regional training starting next month, Catherine, quick, last words, anything you want to say to everybody?
Keep that faith, guys. You keep on pushing through. You're going to hear a lot of that chatter on around you. Call upline. Call upline, get into 3 ways. Bill, you've got some awesome trainings that I talked to you about earlier today. So, there are some wonderful videos on Bill's YouTube. If you've got an opportunity, even if you have just 5 minutes, he's got some great training on there. Get on there, listen to a little bit, and then get on to some phone calls.
Yeah, the only way you can fail is to quit. And so what she's saying is don't get off the mat. Stay the course. Good stuff. How about you, Lynn? Last words on this call.
You know what? Really focus on the customers, and the promoters will come and fall into place, and follow up, and make sure the newest person is always the first person that you're talking to.
You know, and the tip you gave about the Challenge Mobile, and get it downloaded for them even if they haven't signed up yet, is beautiful. Because that does assume you're going to go to work, you're going to plug into this thing, and then people buy into it. I can tell you, I've been working with some of Lynn's people she's been bringing on as customers, and they're as excited as promoters are to get their product for free and setting up parties, and that energy just comes because we're telling them what we can do. So to close this thing out, run through the tape to close out the month. And then to launch May, lock in tonight on what regional training you're going to go to. And I'm going to send you to this thing at the end here. We're going to go to rst.vi.com, and we're going to end the call right there as far as go there tonight. If you're not registered yet, find the city nearest you and register for the regional training. These are going to be like mini nationals. If you've been to a regional training, it is going to be different. It's going to be much bigger, much more involved than what you're used to. So you need to come and experience this new format. So on that note, I'm going to hit go and give you the link to go to rst.vi.com. God bless you. Let's make this a historic month and close out strong. We got till midnight Friday, and we will then see you all at the regionals next month.
Take care.
Take care.
Thanks.